couple of years ago I had my first and last Draw This in Your Style challenge. It's a cool drawing challenge where an artist makes some character and people from all around the world draw it, again, in their own style. My guy with the raven was quite successful for the small following I had at that time. With about 20 entries from around the globe, the winner of my first DTIYS was a Brazilian artist, and here is the collab we did together, the bride from Kill Bill. In the next couple of years I wanted to repeat this challenge, but there was simply no time to do it because I was crossing the 2K and 3K followers exactly in the middle of Inktober. And then in November I was already exhausted and too far from the point. I decided to postpone it always. I think now I want to do it because it's a nice community aggregator for artists and a challenge that is always inspiring people. So why not doing it for any reason? I will do it because of my 36th birthday and the fact that I was crossing 3,600 followers on Instagram in that period. Now they are lower because of Instagram problems, but I want to do it anyway. I started with some surveys on Instagram and it came out he wanted to have a male character with a carnivore animal. The character should be positive from the past and with a magical superpower. Then I made these few sketches and he chose this one. So even if he looks younger in the older version, I try to keep his face and hairstyle. As for carnivore animal, I choose a snake this time. First one, then 3 snakes on my draft version, a scrap piece of paper where I made all the sketches I wanted, the corrections, and then I want to trace it on a good piece of cotton paper for watercolor with my trace pad that, by the way, I review on Temu video I post in description. The reason why I use this tracing pad is that cotton paper is very delicate, so I want to avoid any unnecessary erasing. I turn off the light in order to see better contrast, and then I'm ready to start the tracing. So as I said, I postponed this Draw This in Your Style challenge for a long time now. The first one was very nice to me because it put me in contact with artists from all around the globe. With some of them I'm still in contact, but also seeing your original character completely change and in a different style from other artists makes you always a bit surprised and astonished by the power of art and creativity. By the way, you don't need a large following to do this challenge if you want to do your own. All you need is a nice, strong community. So the tracing is done. It doesn't look perfect. I will erase a bit the pencil marks anyway. But in 10 minutes or so I made what I would have made in maybe 1 hour or more with many erasing, so I'm happy with it. Now with the soft eraser I start gently to erase everything, not because I'm crazy and I want to waste all my work so far, but because watercolor is a transparent medium and I don't want the graphite to be too much visible under the watercolor painting. I don't want to overwork this painting, but I want to enjoy the process, so I start with a wet on wet first layer. Maybe as you follow me on Instagram, you may know that I took a break from social in general, also because in September I want to start Inktober again, and for the first time I will teach workshop in presence. If you are around Munich, then check the links below because you may want to join it. So I'm just spreading some of my greens here and there on the snakes area. As expected, when I think about snakes, I think about green. So the main color of this Draw This in Your Style challenge will be green in 3 different shades. I use sap green, green and emerald green for darker areas. I try to merge them inside each other on the wet paper in order to obtain nice effects. Here I'm painting the hand. I understand if it's not very clear because the first layer is very transparent. So why did I decide to take a break from a long time I was online, maybe 3 years on Instagram, every day posting? Well, you may know that Instagram algorithm is changing every time and it's getting a lot of pressure on artists. We need to post every day and the visibility, the reach is coming lower and lower. And I think this Meta verified that is some kind of pay for views. thing really was the cherry on top, and I think I wanted to have a break from all this game of perversion that is posting art on social media. I also wanted to switch from the virtual to the reality, to surround myself with other artists or passionate about art, to make workshops, and I was lucky enough to have this opportunity. So I think I will focus more on that in the next autumn, and less on posting and being so much active on social media. How did I took this break? Because actually, we are a bit addicted to this stuff. To me, it works only when I do it harder, so I simply deleted the app from the smartphone. This way I cannot log in every time I want and check the notification or the messages or stuff. I just log in from my laptop that I'm not using that much, I have to say. And well, so far so good. I don't think I have the need to check my feed every time. I like to read comments or check latest posts from time to time, but I'm not very into Instagram, if not for posting, So if you have the same kind of issues, then I suggest you to take a break, and if you cannot do by yourself because you are not strong enough, just like me, then consider to delete the app directly. I'm not saying you need to delete the account, but just the app, so you can log in whenever you want. So now it looks a bit muddy, the drawing. I'm adding some details with the strong red colors on the roses. In the end, they look a bit too important because, it's red on green, so it's complementary colors. But well, now I would have done it a little bit more softer with the first layer of the roses. In order to make a nice Draw This in Your Style challenge and to be able for other artists to put their own style and change stuff, you need to put a lot of little bit small details like the ring and the band and the snakes and the little scar on his face that I will draw later, and so on. At this point I was not happy enough with the level of contrast I had in this painting, so I choose to use fine liners on top, and then I get a bit cartoonish anime style effect that was not my intention in the beginning. So in the end of this final painting, I'm quite happy with the results of the colors, but looks a bit too cartoonish in my opinion. I'm gonna add a little bit of white gouache in some details to make them shine, and then it's almost ready. Some information for those who are watching this video and want to join the Draw This in Your Style challenge. You have time till 30th of September, so 2 months from now, to join the challenge, posting on Instagram with the hashtag Illustrazioni di Loot 36. The rules are always the same. You need to follow me and share my drawing in the second slide of your carousel. Be sure to use the hashtag because I'm not logging in every day in Instagram, so I may miss it if you just post it and share it as a story. But as soon as I will see it, I will repost it in my stories and I will make it a highlight in my profile with all the entries. And here is time to remove the tape gently with some hair dryer to melt the glue, and signature is done. If you haven't done so far, please subscribe the channel because most of the viewers are not subscribers. For you it's just one click, but to me it means a lot, so please do it. If you like the entry for my second DTIYS, then share it with other artists they may want to join. And thanks for watching the video till now, and I see you in the next one. Bye bye!